Good morning. This video is getting posted late because I forgot that every year on December 1st they do fireworks. In the last few years they were nothing, but this year, it appeared that the organized crime or the mafia was involved in it, and they did a John Gotti operation right down the street from where I live, and it was spectacular. It was very good. Everybody that went there said there's no problems. It was absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and that whole area around there where I live just was fantastic. Now, they do it also on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Will they do it here this year? I don't know. There was a lot of money spent, and even the people with money don't like to spend too much money, So we'll have to wait and see. But anyhow, that's why I got to bed around 2 o'clock, around 1:45, so I'm tired. I'm still tired, but I'm here to, try my best. I might go to show you discuss some football after this, but first I want to get this out of the way. It's been announced that this guy's last name, PATEL, is going to be the new is Trump's appointee for the director of the FBI. Now, first, let me explain one thing I learned about the name Patel, because I met a guy and I went in the phone book and it was ridiculous. And he says, Patel is the same as Smith in America. There's a billion of them out there. I don't know if they're all related to each other or not. That's how I asked this guy. He was a student of mine in a bartending class I was teaching. But anyhow, this guy Patel, based upon what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, I don't know anything for sure. This is just what I'm hearing and seeing, is that Trump, and he has plans to radically change the FBI on day one. And I don't know how many of the FBI agents will stay with them, because it's a pretty rough life. Agent-wise, if you're a clerical, I don't know what clerical positions, I don't know, lab tech section, it's probably a great place to work, because you have more of the little toys that lab techs love to play with. So, we'll wait to see what happens there, but I'm not too confident that won't turn into some sort of secret police organization. It's either going to be that or the CIA. I don't know how many of you remember the 60s protests and whatnot. Back then they discovered that there were federal agents, CIA, Secret Service, FBI agents roaming around college campuses, doing crazy stuff with drugs, experimenting with LSD, trying to see what the effects are, because they wanted to use it as a truth serum and what have you. And eventually, during the Kennedy administration, it was determined that the CIA was not allowed to operate in the United States. That its charter said they could not operate in the United States. I think Trump is going to try to change that. He needs a secret police, because, trust me, he's going to end up, I believe that he will end up as being one of the most hated presidents in the history of the United States. For some of his actions, and that, because he's crazy, he's not full control, and guys like MUSK and whatnot are just politically stupid. MUSK has problems dealing with other businesses, so he takes them over and reshapes them. I don't think he can do that with the other countries, so we're going to have to see what happens. It'll be interesting for a while. I don't think it'll be that good. Now, the thing that the world is concerned about is Trump and his tariff crazy, thinks tariffs solve everything. And like I said, it's the purchasing country that pays the tariffs, not the country that's leveled the tariffs on. If they don't sell anything, they don't pay any tariffs. They can manufacture all the goods they want, ship them backdoor and sell them, It's done all the time with the weaponry, so they get around all the sanctions with that, so it won't be hard to do. And then the countries that the stuff shows up in the port legally, because it's a legal product, they have to pay the tariffs. So we'll wait and see what happens there. that too is a serious problem that could affect the world economy, not just ours. I think that judging by some of the stories I'm listening to and what's going on around the country and everything like that, what some people want doesn't mean they're going to get it, but what some people desire, countries desire, is that there could possibly be a serious world recession or war, or worse, depression. That's an opinion. I don't have any facts. It's just a feeling I get listening to some of these idiots talk. They're just not the brightest bulb in the package. And then, I forgot the name of the parent company that owns MSNBC and some other company. They want to sell them off. Now, MSNBC is a target of Trump. They did not like Donald. And they gave him a lot of grief during the election, So the possibility exists that Trump will talk to his little buddy, Elon, and will have Elon buy it. They've done that with with Roger Stone's company that was up for auction. They stopped it, and now they think that Musk is going to go in and buy it. They're going to take a lot of companies that are a little shaky financially, I think, and they're going to try to buy them up and threaten them, and they're going to try to control the media. Now, let's be honest. You come down and offer me $1 billion, I'm gone. I'm history. Fuck it. I'll take the $1 billion, leave it to my family, and get out of here. So don't think that people can't be bought. All right. It all depends on how much money you throw my way, and how it's delivered. But given the opportunity, I would rather see Donald Trump end up in jail. As I told you a long time ago, that's my biggest wish. Orange jumpsuit, but I don't think I'll live long enough to see that. I don't think he'll live long enough to go, and I don't think I'll be, I don't know whether I have 4 good years left in me or not, so we'll see, I told you, I have an aneurysm. I've had it for over 30 years. I'm a walking time bomb, according to doctors, and has to deal with the location and the accompanying retroperitoneal fibrosis that makes surgery very expensive and very difficult. And there's only a few people qualified in the world still to do that surgery. A patch job on an aneurysm? No. But a patch job on an aneurysm accompanied by retroperitoneal fibrosis? Yes, apparently. I don't know enough about medicine to know why, but I know that's what they keep telling me. Well, they just don't want to do it on an old guy. I've got other problems that they're not telling me about, which wouldn't surprise me, But like I said, I've had it for over 30 years, and that's what I was told in the beginning. One doctor, Houston, Texas. I couldn't afford to I'd have to spend, several days down in Texas, and I had no place to stay or anything down there, so, there was no way I could afford to do it, and I just said, it's going to kill me right away. He said, nah, you'll be all right. He took some medicine, and I said, okay, so that's what I did. Now, let's go back and see if I can do anything in depth with the stories I talked about. Like this guy Patel, he's saying that on day one, the Hoover building, it contained 7,000 FBI personnel. Not all agents, not all field agents, but they're called agents, but there's a difference between an agent and a field agent. And he's going to send them all out of the building, throw them out, shut the building down, and then tell them that they're going to be field agents. Well, first of all, field agents need a support basis, and you just took their support and converted it to field agents. So I don't know how they're going to operate that way. You think that terrorism, and then there's going to be a rise in terror attacks because they're going to take all the investigative services that watch the terrorists and whatnot, and have prevented, especially like in New York City and whatnot, main targets, have prevented massive death like they did at 9/11. They kept it from happening again, which is the most very important to the American people, by the way, that that doesn't happen again. They're going to take all these people away from that and say that we have to go after organized crime. I may tell you something. Organized crime has been a target of the FBI, local police forces, the Treasury Department, and they're really just, it's extremely difficult to stop. Look at what they happened to in the days of Al Capone, where nothing was very sophisticated back then. Capone, everybody in the world, everybody in the United States knew Capone was a bootlegger. They just couldn't prove it, you know, to the extent, you know, that they wanted to. But they hurt him by destroying his speakeasies and stuff like that. But he expanded his operation. And then Luciano, Lucky Luciano came in and organized it as a major business, and they still were unable to shut it down completely. And Gotti was the same way. They end up catching these people as basically income tax evasion and other charges other than the actual criminality that they committed. That's not going to change just because you take a bunch of people and throw them out in the field, you know, because there's a good, I would estimate 3,000 of those people would just take early retirement or whatever and leave the FBI altogether. Now, that might make it a better force, but it's also going to take a lot of the technical support away from them, because they can make more money in the civilian sector, and they can make more money doing private security, and they can make more money doing college professorships, what have you, you know. So it's just if I was going to do anything, I'd start paying them more money and increase training. But I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a cop, so I can't do anything like that. All right, so that's. But what I look for is a colossal breakdown or failure in the protection of America due to Trump's ego more than anything else. And as the world economy goes along, well, he doesn't care. He believes everybody has to come and deal with the United States. China's trying to change that. Now, Russia's involved in something they shouldn't be involved in. They should be more like China. And if they were more like China, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, because we wouldn't be number 1 or 2. We'd probably be number 3 in the scheme of the world economy. Japan's always had a high position in the world economy because it doesn't deal with this other political bullshit, this war stuff. It just goes along, keep making radios and transistors and stuff, you know. So that's going to cause us some problems, and I see if Musk is allowed to run rampant, you'll see a recession, because he doesn't care about anybody or anything except money. You know, you think he's going to do something different with the Social Security, reinvest it. He's going to put it towards the space agency so he can get to Mars faster, okay? Because that's his big thing. You got a super ego that wants to be like a king in the United States, you know, has a total omnipotent personality like Xi or Little Kim. And you got Elon Musk on the side there. He's really not a real official, but he wants to be emperor of the world. But he'll settle for the emperor of Mars. Okay, I don't know. He read that someplace that was a cool job, so I think he's gonna, you know, that's Elon Musk, you know, and neither one of them actually give a shit about the actual people that have to work and do these things for him to be able to do what he wants to do. You know, they just don't care. Now, the MSNBC thing I was talking about, nowhere did I hear Musk's name mentioned in that. I heard him mentioned with Alan Stone's company, but I haven't heard anything about him in MSNBC. And the reason that I said it would be that Trump will probably try to talk him into buying it is because, number one, he wants to destroy the company, and number two, they want to control the media. So that's one way of doing it. I mean, MSNBC is an internet company. It is a live broadcasting news organization. So I think, excuse me, if he controlled all of that, he would control the media, and you'll definitely see a change in the antitrust laws about who can own what. That's going to come up too, so that these major companies get omnipotent, new word, to the extent that they can control what we see and what we visualize, and we're a visual nation. That's where TV comes in, That's why you see what I'm doing now, and that there's 100,000 videos out there, or more, podcasts galore. To be successful, you have to be lucky. I'm not trying to be I want to be a little tiny successful. I want to be up there with other people. I want to be, thought of as I want respect, more or less, instead of just being an old guy sitting in a chair with his, well, she's not behind me now, but that kind of stuff. All right, so that's that also means I want you to subscribe to this channel. I supposedly made Nixon's an enemy list because of some organization I did or something. I don't actually know what I did back in the day, but I'm pretty sure if I keep going, that Trump or Musk or somebody will come after me, and I don't really care anymore. I'm too old to worry about that. Take my internet away from me, I'm fine. I like to read, so I'll be okay that way. And you can't touch my family, so I'm not worried about that. But because I don't have any of importance left, I have family, but it's going to be difficult to find them, and I'll be long gone by the time they do. So, but anyhow, subscribe. I'm looking for a little YouTube recognition here. That's all I am. So, go to the bottom of the video. To the left, you should see a thing that says subscribe. Click on that. Hook up. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to. Just subscribe to it. And then I appreciate it. You got a video you want me to subscribe to? I might just do that. As long as it's not porn. I'm too old to watch porn. Okay. I said I talk some football, but I would tell you only this. I recommend the 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock games. There's nothing else really happening this weekend. This is one of those weekends where things get to the point where who's going to win what. Like the Giants aren't going anywhere. So that's my team. The Raiders aren't going anywhere. That's another one of my teams. So I guess I have to root for Kansas City to set a record. That's about all I can do. All right. Have a wonderful Sunday, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.